Mastering the tools in whatever application or software you're using to design is very important because it helps you in your idea generation. That is because when you have a good idea in your mind, you have a good creativity in your mind, but you don't know how to use the tools very well, it will be difficult for you to create those things in your mind. So that's why it's very important to master the tools in this Pixellab, which is the case of study here, and also learn them very well so you'll be able to create whatever that comes into your mind. So in this video, I will put you through with all the tools in Pixellab and how you can use them effectively for better idea generation. So with no further ado, let's get started. So first of all, for people who don't have the application installed in their phone, so the first thing you're going to do is to go to Play Store. You go to Play Store and you go there and search for the tool. You search for Pixellab. Search for the tool and they will show you the Pixellab. Make sure you download the one with this. I will recommend you to download the one with this icon because that's the original one. Even though there are so many other Pixellab there, but this one can give you exactly what you want in Pixellab in a smartphone design. So make sure you get the one with this icon and install it. After installing, then we can now go to our Pixellab and open it up. So now we have to off my data. So open up our Pixellab. So when you open your Pixellab, this is the interface. This is the first home screen you see when you open your Pixellab. Okay, so here there is so many tools here. There are some tools here. That's what you use. Those are the equipment you use in creating your designs. All these things are tools which helps you to create a wonderful design. So let's take it one after the other. Okay, the first one is this. Talking about projects. This is where, after working, this is where your works are being saved temporarily. Okay, they are saved permanently until you delete them. But one thing is that they are not saved as a finished result, but they are saved as projects. So anytime you need them, you can always go there to get your designs and work on them again. Maybe your client needs an edit. So it is very important you save your work so that you can come back for later referencing. So that is it for projects. So this next one here, all these things here are just default home screens. These are just default templates that you can use to start up your design. All these things depending on the one you want, but I always like coming up with this because it's very smart and cool. So that is it for all these things. So the next one we should go to is about this text. This one here, this place they wrote the letter A. It's all about text, everything text effects, text editing, all the things about text. These are all the tools concerning text. Next one here is the styles. What it does is that if you have any text effect, maybe you did a text effect, you can save it to styles so that whenever you need that kind of text effect, you can just go to your styles and apply it to whatever text. I will give you, for instance, if I want to apply a style that I've already saved earlier before now to this particular text here, to this particular text, what I will have to do is just to highlight it, then go to styles, then tap on browse, tap on my style, and then choose any of the styles that I want it to be. Like for instance, I tap on this. As you can see, it has already applied automatically. I will not have to spend the time of working on this text effect again. So that is it for this tool. For you to save your text effects, you can just highlight the particular text, go to styles, tap on save, and it will ask you whether you want to save. Then you go ahead and save. Okay, so the next one is this pencil tool. In this pencil tool, you use it to edit. If you want to write in something, it is the pencil tool that you use to type, like to edit and type in whatever thing you want to type in. Let's just use this for instance. So in this pencil tool, there is some other sub tools in it. We have this one that gives you the uppercase or the lowercase. We have the delete, you have the cancel and OK. So after typing everything you want, you can go ahead and tap on OK, and that is it. The next one is the delete tool. If I want to delete this particular text, maybe I don't need it anymore, I can go ahead and tap on delete and it will be deleted immediately. Okay, I can go back, do undo, so that we can continue what we are doing. The next one is the copy tool. The copy tool is used to duplicate or replicate whatever text effects. In this case, text effects. It is in some other tools, so but in this text effect, it is used to duplicate text objects. For instance, I want to duplicate this particular thing, this particular text. I'll just tap on that copy and it will duplicate it. It will give you an exact replicate of the first one. Okay, both the fonts are the same, the size are the same, everything is just the same. So it's very, very helpful and it's good to know the copy tool. The next one is the to front or and to back. So for me to explain this one very well, I will need to bring in a shape so that I can give it a very good explanation. As you can see, this shape is on top of the text, of this text. So if I want to bring this text to the front, I'll just go to that to front. I tap on it and it will bring it to front. So I want to take it to the back, tap on it, I'll tap on to back and take it to the back. That is it for those two tools. The next one is position. The position helps you to move your object to whatever position you want it to be, whatever place you want it to be. Okay, you can also move with your hand. You can move with your hand, but using the position tool will give you better accuracy. For instance, you want to keep it on a particular spot, you can increase or reduce the speed so you can get the precise, accurate position that you want to keep your text. Okay, that is it for position. So position helps you to move your object up and down and everywhere you want it to. So the next one is relative position. Relative position gives you accurate positioning of a particular text object. So for instance, I want to bring this to the middle, vertical middle. I'll just tap in here. You see it's in the middle of this particular lane that it is. If I want to bring it to the center middle, I'll just tap on this both. This is vertically and horizontally. As you can see, this thing now, this particular text is now in the middle and the center. If I want to bring it down, I'll take it down, bring it to the right, left, up, and that's just it. If I want to bring it to the center, that's it. That's it for relative position. The next one is size tool. The size tool, you can use it to resize your text tools. You can use it to resize your text objects. Okay, so one good thing is you can also use your hand to resize, but the size tool helps you to know the particular size that your text is. So if I want the size of this and this to be the same, is the size tool that I will check. This, as you can see, this one is 76 and this one is 81. If I want both of them to be the same size, I'll just come here, increase it to 81. As you can see, this one and this one are now of the same size. So the size is used to increase or reduce the size of a text object. The next one is padding. Padding is used to increase the gap between the text and the surroundings of the text. So for instance, there are some fonts that you will use, some part of the object, some parts of the text object to be cut off. So is this padding that you use to increase the space between the sides of the text. Okay, I believe in 1 or 2 times we will work with this padding tool. The next one is color. When it comes to color, there is so many things concerning color, but I'll just give you an overview about color. Okay, in color, you come to this particular color tool and give whatever kind of color you want to give your text. You give it whatever kind of color you want to give it. Okay, so we have normal, single color, or gradient color. In gradient color, you can add more than one. You can add 2 or more colors. So if I want to add more colors, I'll just tap on the plus sign here. That is this one. If I want to change any color, I'll just highlight it by tapping on them. For instance, I want to change this color to another color. I'll just go to the color wheel and drag it to whatever color I want. If you have the hex code of the color, that you want to use, you can come here, tap on this pencil icon and type in your hex code here. Okay, you can get your hex code on Google. You can just search for a particular color hex code and you will get it. You can bring it in and type it here. If you want, maybe you want to pick a color from the picture you are using to design, you can just tap on this color picker here and you'll be able to pick whatever color. I didn't mean we have imported some images here. Those images we show in this lane, but since we only have our background, we can only pick color from our background. Say for instance, we now pick color here. You pick this color. See, we already picked this color here. You can adjust it. Here it takes you from the lighter part, that is from the tint to the shades and all that. Okay, you choose your color and you press OK. I'm sure this is not a good color combination, but it's just for tutorial purpose. In the color section, we can give different colors to different characters. For instance, we want to give this particular character another color, we can go ahead, give it another color on its own, give it another color on its own. If you want to give this one a particular color for itself, I can go ahead and give it a color for itself. I can give it this color and give this one another color if I want to. Okay, so that's just for this tool. You're in color, there is many things concerning color. Color has meaning. I will be treating this color psychology in another tutorial. Okay, there is a lot to talk about color combination, best colors, how to combine colors and all that. But one thing I would like to leave you with is that no matter what you are doing with colors, make sure that you use a bright color on a dark background, or use a dark color on a light background. Okay, so that there will be maximum contrast. When there is enough contrast, your design will be legible and also will be readable. Okay, that's it. I will still give more light on this color psychology, but it will be on another tutorial. So let's continue with our tool explanation. So the next one is texture. Texture is giving your text, if your text object is solid or a feel, makes it look realistic and also solid. Okay, adding texture is more like adding an image on top of your text. Let's take for instance, I want to add this text, this picture on top of that text. You see, this is how it will look like. But you know, you can choose a very good and a better text for it. Okay, so with the use of texture, you can apply colors, you can apply the picture on top of your text. Okay, that's just it. So the next one is opacity. Opacity is increasing the visibility or reducing the visibility of a text object. So for instance, there is this particular tab here that has affect shadow. If you enable it, the reduction or increment of opacity will affect the shadow. As you can see in this text effect, shadow was added, and when I reduce the opacity, the shadow remains. So if I want the shadow to be affected by the opacity reduction, I will enable this and it will be affected. If the other ones are going down, the shadow too will be going down. So that is it for this opacity. Use it to increase or reduce the appearance or visibility of a text effect. So the next one we talk about is rotate. Rotate is used to rotate the angle of a particular text effect. You can also use your hand to do this, but where the rotate tool is important is when you want to know the particular angle at which you are increasing it or reducing it or putting it at. Okay, so you can use the rotate tool in your designs. So the next one is the max tool. The max tool can be used to cut out a text and it still remain a text. So we just take for instance, as you can see, when I enabled it, this inner one was cut out. That is because it is in. But when I tap on out, this outside one here will be cut out. Okay, when you cut it out, you can give, when you duplicate it, you can give different characters. You can give them different effects to these two characters. Okay, I will still show you how you can do that. If I want to add another mask to this particular text, I'll tap on plus and you see it has already been added. If I want to remove it, I'll tap on minus, it will be removed. If I want to duplicate it, I'll tap on this copy icon and it will duplicate it. If I want to remove it, I'll tap on minus. If I have more than one, I can then use this to highlight any one I want. Okay, so the next one is the Bezier mode. Whether you are using the Bezier there, that is working with the nodes, or you want to move it around. If you want to move it around, you tap on this and you will be able to move it to wherever you want it to be. Okay, so, and if you want to do this, you will be using it to mask out wherever you want to cut off. Okay, if I want to cut this off, that's how I'll be doing it, and it will cut off wherever I leave it. Okay, so I want it to be just the way, so you can cut off Patrick and remain graphics. So you have other tools. This tool is used to remove the nodes. For instance, if I want to remove this particular node here, I will just tap on this icon here that says cancel. Tap on it and you see that this node here has been removed. If I want to add another node, I'll tap on this plus this one here. As you can see, this has been added. If I want to increase the size of this whole mask, I will tap on here and I will be able to increase or reduce it. Okay, if I want to rotate it, I can come here and I will be able to rotate it to whatever angle I want it to be. Okay, so I think that is it for the mask tool. Let me just give one example about this mask tool. For more explanation and to show you how much this thing can work, I can go ahead and cut some part of this particular text. I can cut some part of it, then duplicate it. I can cut some part of it, duplicate it, and give the other part its own characters and effect on its own. Okay, so let me go to the mask tool, tap on out, it will show. I can then go to colors or anything I want to do. I can change the color. Have you seen the cutting has affected the text, but it still remains the text. So that is what you can do with the mask tool. Okay, that is what you can do with the mask tool. Let's continue. The next thing we're talking about is about fonts. When you install your Pixellab, there are default fonts in the Pixellab. So when you tap on fonts, you will see all these fonts. You can be using it and be practicing. For the meantime, you can be using it, and you can also add your own font to the application. And these are my fonts, and you can come here and choose whatever font you want. Okay, I will not have to, I cannot go on and give you details on how to add fonts. I will do that in another video, so we can save time to learn more about our tools. Okay, your font shows here and your recent fonts shows here. Okay, that is it for fonts. You come to fonts to choose whatever font you want to use for your design. The next one is style. Style, where you give your text different styles and different effects. You can underline them, and if you want to cancel whatever effects you are giving on them, you tap here, and it will cancel. You can highlight them and give them different effects as you wish. Okay, you can give them different effects as you wish, and it will be affected and it will take place in the text. So that is it for this style tool. You can go back. The next one is curve. If I want to curve this particular text, I can go ahead and curve it. I'll curve it whether inside or outside. I can curve it whichever way I want. Okay, you can use it to do many manipulation. Okay, that is it for this curve. That is it for curve. Okay, the next one is background. Next one is, but if I want to add a background color to this text, I will go to the background. I can change the color. Whichever color I want to add to the background, I can add it. So that is it for background. You can increase the left padding, right padding, top, bottom padding, and also the radius. Okay, these are things you can do in the background. The next one is align. You can align to the center, right, left, justify, anyhow you want it to be. Okay, it's in this align that you do all these things. The next one is spacing between the words horizontally, and also spacing between the words vertically. Okay, these are the functions of these two tools. The next one is stroke. If you want to add stroke, okay, the reason why it is highlighted already is because I added it while doing my text effect, which I saved in my styles, when we were beginning. That's why it is highlighted. But when I off it, this is how it looks like. And when I add my stroke, this is how it will look like. So in stroke, you can increase the stroke width, you can reduce it to whatever you want it to be. Okay, you can change the stroke color however you want it to be. It will be just like that. Okay, you can give it a gradient color, whichever color you want to give it. So that is it for stroke. The next one is shadow. You can add shadow. I've already added shadow to this while doing the text effects. You can add shadow to your text. You can change the color of the shadow, whichever color you want it to be. It will be that color. You can reduce or increase the opacity of the shadow, the blurriness. You can reduce it, and also if you want to shift it, you can move it. You can move it horizontally, vertically, anyhow you want to move it. If you want it to glow, it will glow. Anyhow you want it to be, it will be for you. Okay, the next one is inner shadow. If we want to add inner shadow to this text, I can go ahead and add inner shadow. Reduce the blurriness. I can move it anyhow I want it. So using this inner shadow, you can do so many text effects. You can do so many text effects and manipulation. Okay, inner shadow just gives shadow to the inner part of the text. Another one is the emboss tool. One problem with emboss tool is that in some Pixellab, the emboss tool usually have troubles. So if you want to do your text effects and you want to use the emboss tool, I will recommend you to use the text tone application. In that particular application, you can do your text effects basically without having all these cracking and breakings. But in the emboss tool, you can do so many things. They have so many effects which you can apply on your text and it will look more realistic. Okay, there are so many things you can do in your emboss tool. Yeah, we don't need emboss tool for now. Another one is the perspective. I'm sure you must have seen people doing some things like this. They add perspective to their design. This is what you can use and do it in Pixellab. You can do it very well to your taste. Anyhow you want it to be, you will do it. You used perspective to do it. Okay, the next one is rotate. 3D rotate. You can rotate your text in whatever 3D dimension you want it to be, however you want it to be. Using the 3D, you can rotate it to any dimension you want it to be. Okay, so that is it for 3D. Another one is 3D text. You can add 3Ds to your text, increase the depth or reduce the depth, give color to the depth, however you want. Is like it is self-explanatory. Whether the stroke should be included while giving the 3D effect, to rotate it horizontally or vertically, anyhow, whether in Z axis, anyhow you want it. Light angle, what angle do you want to the light to come from? Okay, these are the things you can do in the 3D text. Another one is shadow. 3D shadow. You can add shadow, increase the opacity, reduce the opacity, even the blurriness. These things are very, very self-explanatory. Increase or expand it, reduce it. These are things you can do in 3D shadow. Okay, another one is reflection. If you want to give reflection to your text. You can come to that particular tool and give reflection to your text. This is how it looks like. You can increase the distance. Okay, that is exactly how it looks like. That is it for that reflection. Another thing I would like you to know is this particular tool here. If you want to add a text here, you come here, come to that particular A, okay, without highlighting it, anything, come to text, and you can be able to write anything you want to write. Anything you want to write. Anything you want to write, you can come here, tap here, and it will just bring in new text, and you edit it and write all the things you want to write. If you need quotes, you can tap on quotes and you'll be able to see numerous quotes, maybe that motivation, happiness, inspiration, absurd, positivity, all these things. You can use them in creating your social media designs and all that. Okay, there is many other tools in this Pixellab, but as a result of time, so that it will not be too long, I will divide this particular tutorial into 2 episodes. This is the first one, and I will drop both of them on the same. I'll drop both of them on the same day. So make sure you check out for the second episode to continue, where I'll be showing you all these tools concerning objects, concerning tools, concerning shapes, pictures, and how you can bring in pictures and many other elements to your design. Okay, that is where I'll be showing you everything concerning this particular effects. Okay, make sure you stick around and check it out. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next episode. And if this is your first time of coming to my channel, kindly click the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell so you get notified anytime I drop new videos. Okay, I will also appreciate a thumbs up to this video so that YouTube will share it to more people and help us reach more audience. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next episode. And until next time, stay creative.